as a society, it is no longer okay for us to say, this woman get raped. We have to now stand up and demand. When these people pass on the big truck, tell them take off the music. I want to tell you what I want. I don't want no jersey and no flag. Let me tell you what you're going and do. We have to have that type of democracy, not just dipping your finger and then the next day, like David say, you think that's it. Trinbagonians practice what I have coined as lazy democracy. It's all about the campaign and dip your finger. And after that, well, you think they go do what they want you to do. No. You have to make them demand and keep their feet to the fire to make politicians work.
Yes.
Well,
hold them accountable.
Do we have Anslem still on the line?
I think I see him. Allie Gee shaking up she eyes there.
Yeah, she needs to stop making that noise.
He just dropped off,
He just dropped off, Ali?
He dropped off.
Okay, well, Dexter Ramjohn, do you guys have anything to add to Ramjohn, to what your wife said and what Sister Allie Gee said?
No, I share their sentiments entirely. Trinidad and Tobago has been a patriarchal society for a very long time, and it's ironic because
could you break down the word? We know, but let us tell all them people in case they chuck music too hard so they could know exactly what you mean. Hello.
So a patriarchal society just says that men hold the power, and we're just not educated enough or educated in the right way to understand what our roles are sometimes. And this is a direct reflection of the governance that we've had, since we've been independent, since we became a republic. We're not taught the right things.
Can you be specific and separate the UNC party and according to how they're living in Trinidad, the Indian party from the PNM? Because the Indian party ain't showing too much mannishness. They give us they give us a woman leader twice. PNM have never given that. So when we're speaking about men in power or men taking over, let us be a little bit more specific.
Well, to me, this is not a party issue.
Well, no, we're talking about party now. One group of people trust women more than the other group. Isn't that so?
Well, the choice to have Kamala Persad-Bissessar lead the UNC and ultimately, on their winning the elections, become the prime minister was a political expediency. It was what the groundswell was telling them was working at the time.
It doesn't matter, Brother Ramjohn.
No, I know, but I'm trying to explain. Yeah.
Stop. We don't want to know why she became. She became, and she's going again.
Yeah,
that's true. So let us separate our answer and let us get straight to tell the people, PNM have not done what the other party has done and is doing right now.
No, that's correct. Right?
Yes,
we had a woman prime minister under, the UNC. We've had not even a hint of that under the PNM. The closest they had there, I think, was Penelope Beckles at some point in time. But I'm trying to get to the root of the matter. Really, because all of the questions that were asked when Kamala was being considered really had a lot to do with the maturity of the population. And people were asking questions like, are we ready for a woman prime minister? And again, that question should never be asked. Never. You don't look at the individual's gender to determine whether they have the qualities necessary to lead.
But Ramjohn, we've seen it. Everything America do, Trinidad copying it too. And that question is being asked all around the world. Margaret Thatcher, she broke the glass ceiling. But then And we love England, okay? We even sending people to represent Trinidad and Tobago to live up big life in England. Why the People's National Movement, the movement, the party that took Trinidad, that's right, England have a queen, you understand me? That took Trinidad away from the queen, never see it fit to put a woman. She's queen for over 62 years. And if we're going back, we have to start to measure PNM as the only ruling party in Trinidad and Tobago that have never tried a woman. When Kamala Bisesa, we're going with a little race now. When she left Trinidad and Tobago and she traveled abroad, did she leave an Indian woman to act as prime minister at any time?
Not that I know of.
Who she left? Please speak.
Mr. Warner.
Mr. Warner, most of the time.
And who again?
Mr. Munilal, I think.
No, who again? Vernella Allen from Tobago, the black woman.
Yes,
That
Yes.
she went in and she carried the report on Keith Rowley. Yeah? Mrs. Vernella Allen Toppin. The woman that Kamala didn't even bring back. Although they use her and abuse her to try to take Keith Rowley down. We ain't see she do anything wrong with the party. So right now I'm telling you, the race war and the tribalism have to end. And women tearing down women, even Sister Kamala didn't show herself powerful enough to use back or to give back or act back in public. Seeing that is her party and her men folks that use Vernella. You see, the kind of politics that we find ourselves in Trinidad and Tobago, we're not going in with knowledge. And I really hate to talk to people on the street or talk to normal people I've seen making answers back and forth underneath the prime minister, cheering him on. And no one can tell him, you and your lies destroyed Vernella Allen Toppin. Because everybody wants to say she didn't lie. Let us hear from Anslem. I'm coming back to you, Mr. Ramjohn.
No, that's fine. Answer
Vernella from Tobago, you know? Vernella from Tobago. Yes, Anslem.
Vanilla episode 5 years of the national parliament really are not continuing development.
We're not hearing you good at all.
Speak up. Yeah, the incident with Vanilla in the parliament 5 years ago was really an unfortunate development in the national politics.
Jesus. It was unfortunate and it was diabolical. It was evil.
I leave it as unfortunate. You know, I don't think Vanilla has ever recovered from that because the PNM has a very strong womanly and they condemned her. And Tobagonians, and you must understand the culture of Tobago. Tobagonians could criticize one another in Tobago, but don't go down in Trinidad and join with Trinidad and criticize that. Tobago not forgive for that. Because let me tell you, I operated at the highest level in Tobago. And I had my political license. I challenged my chief secretary in Tobago, but I never joined with any Trinidad in the politics like this. And it's something in our culture that we...
You see, Brother Anslem, this is where your girl Cora coming in, Mama Coco. Should we have that kind of reign on people's life and their ambition because we don't do it, because we don't, it's the same stupid answer that Ayana Webster Roy giving Trinidad. To be going and like nobody to call up with name, you know. What the hell is calling up your name? If you're wrong, you're wrong.
The point I'm saying is that the point I'm saying is part of our experience is that
no, let me end that. Anslem, tonight I want you to listen to Mama Coco. We need to end that, not because it's our own. We shouldn't condemn. Why are we encouraging people with this kind of cultural misdemeanor? It is wrong. That our parents just be in the house, and because it's my child, I can't scold my child. It is wrong.
But you see the problem with the vanilla episode is that, you know, there was a lot of talk about surrounding issues involving kids and all of that. But I don't think that vanilla had the evidence.
She had evidence, but you know what? The woman changed up the discourse. Because if the woman claimed that didn't happen, she ain't have no evidence. Is the woman have to say, yes, it happened. But something happened in between. If it's bribery or status or something, Brother Anslem, right now, and that only happened because Vanilla was a woman. Trust me. And Vanilla wasn't a woman like me. Or Vanilla wasn't a woman like Sister Pamela Nicholson. Vanilla was soft. And she was a little bit too pious. If Tobago man made those allegations, it's gonna stand. That's why Orville London could still become one of Tobago's most powerful politicians, and he played so many games with young girls in school while he was teaching them. But because he knows people, and Tobago and doesn't back out their own. Well, Mama Coco is saying that age is over. Because my God tell me, he said we have to speak. And when evil can only continue when good, honest people stay quiet. Thank you, Brother Anslem. Let's go back to Brother Ramjohn.
We have systemic problems in the system. Currently in the country, you will have dozens of young ladies under the age of 17 being impregnated annually by men over 25. And nothing happens. They make babies and so for school girls. And there is no prosecution of those individuals. Right? Currently, we have a candidate going up for election whose wife had went for a protection and received a protection order against him for domestic violence. And he's going up as a candidate for the PNM. You follow the whole thing?
I'm following you. They are upholders of evil.
Gender issues in this country that need strong, aggressive regulations and law and fearless enforcement. But the problem in this country is that we are divided into political camps. When you're red and you do it, if you're yellow and you do it, it's wrong. And there, everything in this country is seen through the lens of political lens. And there's no rationality, there's no thinking, there's no proving behind anything. You understand? And those are the cultural issues that we need to correct and report in terms of the next generation of Trinidadians and Tobagonians, how they should conduct themselves, how they should look at issues. So we have real problems. And we have to start that in the education system, we have to start that in community, we have to start that in our homes and so forth. We have real problems. We have to be able to treat our young men to respect and protect women. That's the fundamental duty of a man. Protect and promote the right of women and protect them from harm. That's why they say when you're holding your wife or your mate or your spouse, she must be on your left side, so you have the right hand and the right leg to defend her. That's the protocol.
It is protocol, but you know sometimes it's not because it is good, it is right. And not because it is right, it is damn good. So right now, Brother Anslem, I am so touched by your answers. Sometimes I have to come up because of my knowledge and my experience. I have to do the rebutting because many people don't know Tobago as I do. And I will forever know Tobago, and I will forever know that some of the things that we are upholding, like right here in America and the government, a lot of things that Americans believe was law, it was just a rule. It wasn't even a rule. It just came into effect because people who don't know how to argue a point left it to run like that. So, Brother Ramjohn, you didn't finish, but I had to come in. And I had to bring the Tobago man because the Tobago woman was abused. And no one is speaking about Vanilla Allen Toppin. They're doing as if she's just a mistake. She wasn't a mistake. You know, there was a young man that I was fighting for healing. And it is her under the UNC that created healing for Aquino Bascom of Argyle. I wanted to get the picture of his wound, of his sore, to show the panel and to tell Sister Kamala Bisesa that I forced to invite her to come on my show because it seemed to me that the mistake that was made that messed with the spirit of truth was as soon as she won the night, let me get this clear, categorically clear, with all fundamental backings by the Holy Spirit, she allowed all the people to be writing up all over Trinidad. This is our time. Nigger dead. All in her meeting, they were shouting that the night when she won. And if she doesn't stop that, and if Keith Rowland stop, this thin skin, look at the guy's legs. After 5 years of a burn, I traveled to Tobago. Sister Kamala, look at the foot. You didn't see it when you went and looked for him. When you tell him when I should win, you are going to be healed. This young man is healed. And it's Vanilla Allen Toppin that used to send a helicopter every Tuesday to take him from Argyle, Roxborough, Tobago to Trinidad. And now he's healed. This is how he looked like after 6 years of burn. His flesh was falling off his body. And Kamala Bisesa helped him. All the London turned me down. The Prime Minister then was Patrick Manning. I sent him this picture and I sent him a letter and he told the Minister of Health to call me. No one helped me. It's Kamala Bisesa that created that healing for that young man in Argyle. Now he's married. He walking as a greaser. Hello,
Thank
you.
God.
Hallelujah.
Thank God.
So everybody are tell Sister Kamala she should visit my show.
If you manage to see, you have to try.
And the door is still open until tomorrow evening. She must come to speak. Because, you know, everybody think it's peace and quiet. But I sent a warning 4 years ago. I said the young people are not the young people of yesterday. And God sent me to rise up and to shake the young people in Trinidad. Everybody might take fame for it now. But when I came out, I am for the youths of Laventille. Because there is where all the evil, especially when Keith Rowley's choice of Top Cup came out. And he said, all parties over. And he ran up into a house and he shoot up about 3 or 4 young men. No questions asked. I ain't saying that wrong for the crime that they might be guilty of. But how can we know the crime when no one is there to answer a charge? You guys think I on Facebook just to look for likes? I am here on a spiritual agenda. And God cleaned me up. He said, I'm going to clean you up politically. And when you should start to do my will, it wouldn't be about party. So number one, you have to be an ex-PNM. I am PNM. I am more PNM than Kid Rowley, but I ain't PNM now. I will never vote or encourage anyone to vote for PNM. I don't know how long God have me on this real estate, but as long as I live, I could never sit back and watch a PNM woman's group took our first female prime minister out of power by slander, propaganda.
Nice.
Hey, you know, sucker should be. Look at trouble tonight. People, you guys are chosen to be on my life. Anslem, you are chosen. When my daughter saw my panel, she said somebody like your boy Anslem should be on this live. I ain't love you guys for what you have or what you don't have. I love you guys because you guys' songs original. I have a little question for my boy Arlon John. However, Arlon been there and Arlon done that. And I'm so proud of you for being brave enough to stand up against the status quo and to be who you are tonight. Brother Ramjohn, excellent, you and your wife. We have another question here. Allie Gee and Deokie. You see, this is not time for campaigning. Campaigning is over. This is calling the shots. Who deserves to be there and who doesn't deserve to be there. This is the life tonight. So if anybody get mixed up in what kind of life we're having, this is the life we have to get to the point. Our life tonight can either change somebody's mind, I wish it does, or it can reinforce some people's ability to go out there and vote for equal rights, justice, for women's rights, for children's rights, for the ability to get clean running water into every home. Yes, to get decent health care. That is why we're going to vote. We're voting to help to move the youth of Laventille to Macaque, Mova, yes, Never Dirty, yes, Pity Valley, yes, Carinage, yes, Aranguez, yes, right up Lopino, all these areas I know as a woman, and life there remain the same. People are still, I'm going to use a word, we are adults here, shitting in latrines.
Yes.
While we have all these politicians building all the mansions. We have PNM coming in and saying, I don't know what Liz and them doing in Tobago, even with Mr. Calendar, talking about there's a politician that buy a house for 18 million. Tell me what's the cost of Keith Rowley's sheep pen. Tell me the cost of his house. Tell me the cost of Tracy Davidson's house. Brand new. I don't even know if she lives in it yet. Tell me the cost of everybody else's house. So if it's Watson they're talking about, Watson is the president of a union. What kind of house do they want him to live in? What kind of car should he drive? Hello, I'm talking. I ain't so. And I see Sister Liz put up a man from Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to me, well, people. We are in Trinidad and Tobago. You might see me hop there and jump there That is the politics that we are being given and treated with. Some grasshopper politics, where we send people from Tobago to represent Tobago in Trinidad, and they didn't do anything politically for Tobago. They want 5 more years. Things that the Tobago House of Assembly should be doing with the monies that they're receiving. They're taking money now, they're using that, what the House of Assembly should be boasting about. They're boasting about it as if they were sent to Trinidad to do what they're boasting about. Now, as we get back to our life, I just want everybody to know that tonight, if we have to guess, we have to be open. If you cannot predict, you don't have to. But I'll be expecting a prediction after this question from everyone on this panel, even those who are over there in Tobago and Brother O'Souna. Allie Gee and Deokie, what specific advice do you have for the undecided female voter tonight? I think Allie Gee get the first on this one. Sister Deokie.
If any female is viewing us tonight and she is undecided, this is what I want to say to you, sister. The hand that rocks the cradle is responsible for the life of that child in the cradle. And that hand needs to dip for the person that will make the best decisions in favor of your children and your family, whether your children are born or they will be born. So as a woman, you need to vote for someone who has the best, like we say, penny and cents decision-making capabilities based on performance and not based on promise, because we have parties that have already performed. So let's line them up side by side. And let's say UNC and PNM, put your biases aside, put your family tradition of voting aside, put aside who got the best lime and what jersey look best with your weave or your nails. You have to make decisions based on facts. Right? I like to, you know, match my weave with my clothes and thing too. But when it comes to my money, I do have no friend. So I have no friend when it comes to dollars and cents. Think about how much money will you need to spend to get the amount of food you bought under the Kamala administration, now under this PNM administration. And when we have other parties too, look and see what they have in their manifestos, and don't just vote based on promises. Get to these parties. Well, 11:30, but for 11:30 for 12 o'clock. But there's time, because they out there still. They have their people out there still telling you to vote for them. Ask them the hard questions. Ask them, how can I, who working for $3,000 a month, have to pay $2,000 in rent, still have to turn around, pay for transportation, pay for my little deodorant and lady products and my internet, and I have to top up my phone. I need to.
Oh, you remember what we talked about earlier? You have a different child in your house or two. Some people have 2, 3 children that can't function. And what are they going to function on? Continue, my sister.
Because what I keep saying to women, and I had this conversation earlier with a male friend of mine, politics determine how much money you need in your life. Politics determine if you need to have an outside man, an inside man, and the side door man. Because your salary cannot cover your cost of living. So understand, politics determine who gets in horn and who gets in help. So let's get down to brass tacks, because this is what politics is. Everything is political. If your salary does not go up and you are working on a 2013 budget, in 2020, you need to look at the party that has performed and shown you that they will increase your bottom line. Do not vote for tribe. Forget about them Indian people, them. All our we as black people, we have to stay together. That has nothing to do with your bread and butter. As a mother, as a woman, as a sister, as a future wife, you need to look at your bottom line. Vote for facts. Vote for performance. Vote for what is best for you. Do not vote for who have the best line.
Does that deserve a round of applause, everybody? I want people to understand tonight that share this life. This life is supposed to inoculate. This life is supposed to go very far. But if it doesn't go too far, I know the right people listening to me right now. Because people hear me, I ain't talking about no Keith Rowley. I've never seen a political party that get into power just keep berating the opposition for 5 years without even doing anything of substance or speaking anything of substance. So is there any man out there, anyone else? Because Sister Deokie is about to answer the same question. Let me see the question again. What specific advice do you have for the undecided female voter right now, sister? And,
First of all,
and give me 1 minute, because you know what bothering me is to see women who live in America enjoying all the best of life in America. Decent health care. You can go to a supermarket and choose whatever you want to eat or you don't want to eat. You could go to a supermarket and cook and even have a beverage to drink with $20. And you get food, macaroni pie. You could get everything. Go to the 99-cent store and you could buy all the items you want to make a pie for $5. Thank you, sister. Tell us what you want to say to women.
I totally agree with everything Sister Allie said. I've listed some of those points and she is very, very on point. What I would like to tell you all is that do not vote based on tradition. Vote based on performance. You need to evaluate yourself during the last 5 years, during this current administration, and the 5 years before that during the former administration. Figure out how was your cost of living? Did you survive? How was your health care? How was the infrastructure? How much potholes it had? How was the roads fixed? How much hours did you spend in traffic? Could you afford to carry your kids to the cinema and buy them something to eat and buy them a ticket and have a good time? What was the security of the nation? Did you feel safe and secure? So these are the things that you have to do for yourself. I cannot tell you vote for X or vote for Y. These are your choices. You have to make your own choice because you will have to live with the consequences. Look at the past performance, character, performance, the future performance. No right-thinking woman should be an undecided voter. We all know what we're supposed to do and stand up for the right thing. At the end of the day, we cannot allow the PNM another 5 years in office, but we must hold the UNC accountable, unlike the last time that they were in the office. Thank you.
Wow, Sister Allie Gee, she has an interjection.
I just want to add one more thing because I think I kind of covered it, but I just want to make sure. In the United States of America, because Mama Coco, you brought a very great point, and I want to drive this home. In the United States of America, every year, right, whether you're on Medicaid because you're not working or you're not making enough money, and the government covers your insurance, or you are working and you have your job-sponsored insurance, there are 3 exams that women have, depending on your age. If you are under 40, you have your, you go to your GYN and you have your pap smear. and you have your overall, your general physical. That is done every single year. If you are 40 or over, you have your mammogram, your OBGYN, and your general. In Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of women only go to the doctor when they are pregnant because the cost of going to the doctor is so high. And they only go to the doctor when they're pregnant or they're sick. The rate of women dying of cervical cancer is too high in Trinidad and Tobago. You know why? Because the medical care, the access to medical care and medication and preventative care is something that is so foreign to so many women, that this is one of the reasons why you need to vote, because you need to tell these people when they come with a big truck. Let me tell you something. I ain't seen my OBGYN in 5 years. I don't know if I'm rotten from the inside coming out. What you going to do about that? What policy are you going to put in place that every year when I go to the general hospital, they're not giving me a appointment for 6 months down the road for AKG or a pap smear? These are the issues you need to talk about. These are the issues. Your children cannot have pain. You take them to the hospital and they have to join a clinic to get an appointment 5 and 10 months down the road. They're hoping your children die. So you cannot be undecided when everything about your welfare is at stake. Choose someone based on facts, issues, and performance.
Past performance if you're an old politician, and performance that you just witnessed, and performance that they're asking you to wait for another 5 years. So is there any gentleman? We have O'Souna. Are you still on the line or there or even right here? We have our brother Arlon John. He has a wife with children, and you could afford to say something on this question too. Or Anslem.
Okay. Well,
why are you fighting? Why are you fighting Arlon John in life? You ain't fighting for you alone, eh? And you're out there and you're passionately fighting for your children and your wife.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. I have 5 sisters. So I have sisters and 2 daughters and a wife to fight for. What I will say, I'll always say that I look up to a lot of women, because women could make women and women could break women. Most of the times women pull down women, which I would love to see most of the times women support women, because women have a way of doing things. I don't know if they get how they take care of a child that the more responsible than man. You understand? They take care of the home, they cook, they clean, they go on dying attention, trying to take care of the family. So in a case like this, what I would say is that women need to be more bold, more brave. I love Allie Gee, how she say it, how she bring across things sometimes. She bring it across in a joking way. She bring it across real as possible it could be. I also like how Mama Coco have this platform that, you know, that we could share some things, because on the TV right now is only stupidness it have on the TV. We ain't getting nothing sensible, and you having this platform at this time of the hour where some of us could have been in our bed. You understand? I'm thankful for it, I must say, and to the viewers, them who locked on still, appreciate you guys. It's not wrapping up time, but people like Allie Gee and you, Mama Coco, is somehow, I say it in a joke, people like Ollie who go out there and see the light and willing to help some of the women in Trinidad and Tobago who are so backward still and brainwashed. We appreciate you guys.
We have Mrs. John there, no? You have Mrs. John, you can't leave she out, she living abroad too.
Listen, she talk.
Yes, man. So when you're saying Allie Gee and me alone, I don't want my sister to be left out.
No, she ain't left out, man. It's Mama Coco, she holding up the house. I tell you in the past life, I thank God for she holding up the house and holding the family together. Yeah, I was saying
Oh, you're talking about your wife. I'm talking about Mrs. John behind you, Mrs. Ramjohn.
Okay, yeah. Well, she included too. But what I say now, people like you guys will make plenty people suffer, because plenty people like who wanted to come back and had the say in this election. I feel it's people like Olia who make them suffer the consequences and not coming back to have the say. Because you guys are very powerful. I must say, you all outside it, but you all still looking out for Trinidad and Tobago. And we appreciate you guys for that now. But in all, women is power and women is boss. So the guys keep doing other things.
How you think the most women of Trinidad and Tobago should vote? I didn't say to vote for a party, but what they should think about when they get ready to vote.
Well, Mama Coco, if you was getting a baby grant, when you make a child, now me saying everybody go and make children, if you was getting a baby grant, a stipend to help you with your child, children was getting laptops. Now me saying to vote for the UNC. Children was getting laptops. Children was seeing.
Alan!
Leave him alone. Allie Gee, let Alan speak.
I just gonna tell him I have a yellow towel if he wants to vote.
Children was getting textbooks.
I'll have a beat you.
I can't tell them who to vote for.
You're right, boy. You're right.
Tell them who to vote for.
Right.
Because right now, this election is a joke for me. I tell you already the honest truth. I am disappointed and it's a joke for me. Right now, I have a PNM, most dominant party. I have a PNM jersey and a UNC jersey. Today, I was making fun of it. I put it outside on my banister and I just went, the motorcade right through. So, I had the UNC and the PNM jersey there because I tell you already, I disappointed. It's a new party should have been rising up in this 2020 and me has seen that. So most of the people on so I kicked in.
So who is the new party of your favor? Because we have to get there.
Mama Coco, I ain't ready. I like some of the ideas that Philip Alexander have, but he may not be a good teacher. He's not a good listener. He wants everything go his way. But the values and some of the ideas are bringing back things in Trinidad and Tobago. The man have it. The man have ideas to bring back Trinidad and Tobago because presently it have nothing to sell in Trinidad and Tobago to bring in foreign reserves. It have nothing. The pitch lake lease out for 100 years. Petrotrin is no more. Metal closed down. So at the end of the day, the man has some brilliant ideas like catching out the water that running off into the sea and so forth. I was looking at him. I was looking at some of the values he bring in and the ideas he have, but he have a little arrogance in him. If he did put somebody else as the leader, perhaps they might have a chance in the race fighting up with the two dominant parties. But for now,
so let me get to the point. Where you see the PEP, because some people saying that the PEP is a vote for PNM. So what you think going on? Because we have to go to Dexter and to Anslem with that same question. So Dexter, get your answer ready. What you think about the PEP party and the chances? And we will go to Mr. Ramjohn and O'Souna.
Okay, quickly I will say, Mama Coco, this is my saying, I could be wrong, because O'Souna wanted to dodge me just now. But I feel presently the PDP don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. I don't want to sound negative, but they don't stand a chance. The thing that I see the PDP doing, they are
PEP, please.
PEP party. Well,
yes.
Party.
Yes.
Right. The thing that I see PEP, the thing that I see PEP doing is because I just be following Watson and Tasha Boris a lot because I love some of the thing they bring in, the ideas. So I might mix up the party, but the thing that I see the PEP doing is that they are waking up people. They are waking. Right, Pep. They're waking up people, Mama Coco, but the vote will gravitate to to the party that I feel that doing more. When I say more or did more, because we have the partnership where UNC was part of and more dominant in the partnership. We have 5 years of them to pull up so and choose some. And we have 5 years of the PNM now to choose some. So people who wake up and gain some of the things that the PEP bringing forward will gravitate, I believe, more to the UNC.
Wow. So can we have your verdict on that, Mr. Dexter?
Yes, Mama Coco.
We are heading for 3 hours, so we have to.
Okay. So what I have seen here, I have taken the liberty to put together a list of all the candidates from the 2 major parties, including the PEP. The PEP party, I would agree with Arlon John that if Philip Alexander wasn't so aggressive as per se, he would have done a better job in selling himself to Trinidad and Tobago as the alternative party. However, when you look at the campaign, they doesn't have the resources to mobilize and to rejuvenate a campaign. But they have some candidates that I have looked at and they have been really tremendous. Like when you look at the candidate Alberta Punden from San Juan Barataria, I mean, she doesn't have resources, but the young woman has, when she gets out there, she's able to show what is ill in the society and what she can do as a candidate to fix, you know? But they don't have the resources. Election is all about money and how much money you have and how much you are willing to spend, you know? The PEP doesn't have that resources, and again, Philip Alexander wants to fight an election without taking resources from anyone. He wants to be similar to Trump, you know, have his own resources so that he wouldn't have to do any payback. So based on that, the candidates that he have, they are not people of wealth that they are able to sponsor and put out their own finances towards the party. But had the PEP have 1 more year to prepare themselves and Philip Alexander do a little anger management class, I can tell you they would have done exceedingly well, because Philip has some very great ideas that can actually transform Trinidad and Tobago. When he talks about the water and how our rainfall is so much meters per year, and yet still we have to go into the sea and recycle water and that kind of stuff, right? When you're talking in terms of, Philip spoke about where you can do money laundering. He said that if he was the prime minister, everybody should have a house, and that first house should be no tax. The second house, it should be 10%. The third house, 20%. So the more property you have, you tax people. Then you will see people who have 5 and 10 houses will no longer want to have 5 and 10 houses. So when we talk about Al Fawari and how many money that the government has paid them, $20 million in houses, all because they are able to have the real estate to do so. If you look into, even in America, when you talk about those Levittown houses, it was designed that black people should never be able to buy these houses, because if you buy these houses, the house itself, it becomes wealth, it becomes property. People, when you have money, money is just there. But when you have land and you have these houses, don't matter how many years go by, this land appreciate, right? It don't ever depreciate. I remember living in Trinidad, and in Kunopia, in Ragananan Road, had land 10,000 a lot, and we didn't even have the money to buy it. Now we go back into the same Ragananan area, and those lots of land is $250,000 per lot now. And at that time, you're getting a plot, more than a lot, for $10,000. You see, so money. To fight an election, you have to have money. When I look at even look at St. Augustine, and I look at COP, right, and I look at Carolyn B. Chan, right, and I'm looking at the 3 candidates that they have in St. Augustine. You're looking at hold on, give me 1 minute. You're looking at Khadija Aberdeen, and then you're looking at Sigaram Suklal, and you're looking at the PEP candidate which is a male. He's Satish Ramsaran, and looking at Carolyn Bechan. If I would put all three of them together, Carolyn have the substance, Carolyn have the know-how, Carolyn have what it takes to make St. Augustine a model constituency, right? And how I know that, based on the fact that she was on your show last Sunday, and I had the opportunity to listen to Carolyn and how she break down how we should do stuff to make the country run well again. But I believe, again, because the CUP doesn't have money, they doesn't have the resources, again, no big body in the party, so they would not really rally far in terms of she would win the seat. The seat last time was won by CUP only because Kamala Persad-Bissessar decided, well, okay, we are going to keep our 13 seats that we have. We're not going to share it with no one. We're going to give them St. Augustine, and they were lucky enough to pick up St. Augustine. But in terms of the COP and the PEP, and these people have any back-ends, you see, in order to fight an election to be successful, you have to be on the ground. People have to hear your ideas. Carolyn have been silent in this country for, I was annoyed. Many things has happened in the country, and Carolyn, as a leader of a party, have been silent. She have never been vocal on anything. So I just know your stand. I just know where you're leaning. What is the direction? If when you ask her the question on Sunday, if you win, what will you do? And her answer were, I will support legislation. No. We want to know that the party have reached this stage. Let me say the UNC is able to capture 22 seats and the PNM get 22 seats. We just read a reference. We need one person to make you have that power balance, and you can't even decide where you'll go. For instance, Jack Warner, I can support Jack any day right now. Jack doesn't have a party, but Jack has resources, so he can give them the competition.
You're saying that she was silenced. I listened to her. And that's not the idea that I received. The media shut her out. And we have to give room for media to get blamed for our politics in Trinidad and Tobago. The media want money for everything. The media destroy politicians. They are being paid off. And we have to get to that point. And still, you're saying that she's a good woman. Let us leave it as a good woman. Yes. Just like what happened in Tobago with Liz Williams and the way she is doing her news media out of control behavior. The media owns Trinidad. The media
but Mama Coco have social media. Karen has, okay, so she has social media, and most of the times that the mainstream media don't take you anywhere, but you have social media. And when Karen came on, I said she's good, but just because the party doesn't have that resources to win. But okay, Mama Coco, you want a message to go out. You doesn't have CNN, you don't have NBC, you don't have BBC, you don't have ABC, you don't have none of these big people behind you. But your message will reach where it had to go, that I could lie in my house one day and just so nobody didn't invite me to your live, nobody didn't show me your live. Your live was just on one day and it just happened to pop up after somebody else, and I saw it and I click on it and I keep it there. So you got your message out. Nobody didn't tell me to come to you. So if you want to, I have my live prayer sessions when I wanted to go live and do prayer, and I want to put up my live every day and say I'm coming to do prayer on live so and so date, and when people come and they meet. So again, we have social media, and you did a good job with social media. From little simple Facebook, look now you're in StreamYard. Behave yourself, Mama Coco.
Poor excuse. Come to the front of the class, Dexter. Come to the front of the class. Poor excuse. What for
Mama Coco? You go allow Dexter to talk to me like that, your Mama Coco.
Listen. You know what, Mama Coco? I have to agree with Dexter, because let me tell you something. PEP is an online party. PEP I got put onto PEP through a live, Mama Coco. And when I heard the man speak, because he can speak sometimes. He couldn't speak on your show, but he can speak. But When the man, and he did his life, that is how he garnered his members, Mama Coco. I mean, 44,000, which he claims it may be people who watch the show over and over, not necessarily members, but people watch his live. So I agree with what Dexter is saying. You have to use what you can get to get your message across. That does not mean to say you need to be silent. And the other thing I will say in terms of, persons who are running, money counts, yes. But we are living in a technological age where people who make use of social media, right? And not only that, people who go out into the community and actually do. Mama Coco, I told you when I was a member of PEP, you know what was my mission? Not to send barrels, although they kind of wanted to turn me into the barrel girl. But anyhow, I did that too. My mission was to go into the community, even from here in New York, and spread assistance. Because if I am hungry and you come in to talk to me, why my belly growling and singing do re mi fa sol la ti do, I cannot hear you over the din of my stomach. So I was more focused on doing initiatives that help people on the ground right now. So when they say, but wait now, if PEP get into government, PEP will help, because look, I no book bag to send my children to school. We did a 200 book bag drive, right, Deokie and David? Didn't we do 200 book bags? We did a food drive, Mama Coco. People up here was emptying their pantries. And this is why I was so upset when I heard that what was sent for the people did not get to the people, because we have people who only get paid up here if they work. And they were bringing food from their pantry to put into the barrel to send Trinidad. Because I say, listen, we can't build a party. We're just sending money to the party. Okay? Because I don't care about all the tablecloth and the chair all they want to buy. I want to know that the people on the ground know that their party will support them in any way we can. So you have to go out into the community and do what you can for your community. So you have to build your public service record. So for all the people who running now, right, in all these political parties, all of a sudden, this one running, that one running, and they never give you a soccer bag when the sun hot. What you doing? You're going to vote for that? You're mad? You're mad?
Hey, thank you, Sister Allie Gee. Well, now we're going to welcome Mr. Anslem Richards back, because we are getting to the point where I know I have to get Mr. David Ramjohn, because he's been listening to everybody, and I know he's taking notes. So let's wait a little and see. Let us get Anslem Richards back. This light is hot. I love it. Even Dexter roasting him, Mama Coco.
I love him, Mama Coco. But you're trying to pick up the she, man. Don't defend cheese. Do your homework. You want to win, you see Jolene John? Mama Coco, you see Jolene John? If she lost that election, I will cry. Every time I spin, I see Jolene doing something. Jolene sleeping house. Jolene babysitting. Jolene fixing life. Jolene doing so. She wants to win. And if you want to win, put yourself out there.
Thank you. We have Anslem speaking now.
Sorry.
It's okay. You will get your chance.
That's okay. Okay, Mama Coco, in the context of Tobago, I'm saying that we have had a very long period, 2 decades of PNM and I think that we are at a point of inflection in our political and social economic development that we need to probably have a new experience. I think Tobago is really dying for a new experience, for want of a better description. And I think that we need to encourage our young people to be objective, to be proven, to read, to analyze things, to ask questions, as opposed to just saying I hear them say and I hear and making decisions on those issues. So we have to lift the bar across our social spectrum in terms of how we educate and prepare our people for leadership and all of that. But I think coming out of the election, I would love to see, at worst, one PDP must win a seat in Tobago, and they must win the Tobago East seat. I will want to see Watson Duke in the National Party. I will say watching you speaking to Rowley in the National Parliament on issues related to Tobago. I live for that experience. It will be a different experience, not only for Tobago, but for Trinidad and Tobago, because what says a different political argument. And I think at time we have to just look at the only picture. And I think at this point in our history, we need a change. We need a disruptive element in the politics to change the political establishment, to bring a new outlook, a new concept, to redefine and restructure what politics means, what democracy means in Trinidad and Tobago. And for me, it's not really about the parties so much, but the lead operators of the party. I think, from where I sit, Dr. Rowley, Colin Inwood, Camille Regis Robinson, Kamala, and all those persons who have been in the parliament for 2 and 3 decades, they have been around too long. They have been around too long. We need new minds, we need new thinking. The country have not progressed, have not advanced under their leadership, and in terms of not being prime minister, but their leadership at the highest level of governance in the legislature. We have not advanced to the degree we should have advanced. We have had resources, enormous resources from our oil and gas, but our leaders have squandered every opportunity to make Tobago a world-class country. Not the shit country as the president would say we are, but we should have been a world-class. But we have suffered immensely from poor leadership. And I think some of those parliamentarians today who are going back, Keith Rowley, Ian Birds, Cameron, I think they have overstayed their time. And for that one reason, I would not vote for those type of representatives. Once you have made 2 terms and I have not seen you to be a unique, creative, innovative politician that are really touching the lives of people and creating opportunities and changing the outlook for young people and changing the society, I think you should go. I think you have overstayed your time. And we have too many
Do you think you can rate Orville London's reign, seeing that you worked under him? You were part of his you were part of his governance?
Orville London is a clever individual.
He's a what?
He's clever. He probably is one of the cleverest politicians we have had after Robinson. But he's very
In what way you give him that?
Knows how to reach people where they are. So he's the man who go in the harvest, he go in the funeral, he go stop on the block, he go take a drink with them boys, he go sit down on the block with them. And
Who's blocked? Who's blocked?
Have
you ever been on the block in Belle Garden? Have you ever been on the block in Roxburgh drinking? Or you go by Mano Lewis? He will go by Mano Lewis up Station Hill. Who have he been to?
Orville London will stop by them followed by the block where they make it.
Which block? The Ganja block? Collis Hazel House? Which block?
I have seen a man, if you pass it.
Bribe people. That way, come on, get to the point, my dear son.
No.
Bribe people. He knows how to bribe people. He knows how to keep you quiet. You can't tell me that Orville London used to be on the block and he demolished Roxborough like that. You can't tell me he used to be the block in Charlottesville and have Charlottesville looking like that. You can't tell me he used to be on the block in Belle Garden and have Belle Garden looking like that with Van Bogan House and all these areas. You can't tell me he was in the block in Pembroke. You can't tell me he was on the block in Glamorgan. You can't tell me he was on the block in Mount St. George. What block?
And that's the problem with Orville. So, hello?
What block?
So Tobago, hello?
Hello, I'm right here.
What block?
Mama Coco.
What block? Just answer me what block.
Hello?
Hello? We right here. Your Mama Coco. This is crunch time, you know. And I don't want no elevator. I could walk up the steps. You see the elevator to get to Orville? I could walk up the steps.
That's the kind of man is. He'll go to half.
Which harvest? He walked the streets of Roxburgh, or he go harvest by Manuel Lewis? And he go harvest by Dennis Carter? Or he go harvest by this house? I call it Hazel.
No, he was